Hey folks, got a BatRep for you. World War II action, Panzer Grenadier Deluxe. It was a full game. So by the rules, this is about 1,500 points aside, which is pretty moderate-sized game, really. There's like a couple companies on each side, so it's pretty decent. Here's the layout. I'll probably film the rest of this BatRep as I go along and put up a full BatRep probably next week, showing off the whole game. But this is the situation. There's two objectives. There's that bridge down there being held by some Fallschirmjäger. They captured that during the night and threw the Americans back across the stream, which are on this side of the stream over here. And the Americans control the second objective of the game, which is that village over there on the left. They have some troops stationed there currently. That's what it looks like. So there's two objectives in this game. It's a 15-turn battle. Whoever controls both objectives at the end of 15 turns will win the battle decisively. I've played this scenario before with Flames of War, so this ought to be interesting, playing it with a different set of rules. Down on this side, the south edge, there's a here battle group coming to basically take the village from the Americans, as well as link up with the Fallschirmjäger. We'll see if they can do that. Also, the Americans also have reinforcements coming. The rest of their battle group that's currently on the board, which will be deployed on that side, which is the western side, I believe, of the battlefield, up to the edge of that village. So anywhere from the left side of the village to the right. So that whole zone there is where the reinforcements will arrive. So that's a look at the battlefield, folks. I get some close-ups, troops here. Those represent squads. Each base is a squad or a section. I got some bazookas attached. I got some recon elements for the Americans. There's a company HQ on the battlefield, that little big square there. Americans also have some 60-centimeter mortars back here, and a section of 81-millimeter mortars over there. There's the battle group headquarters there on the big base, and there's the defenders of the village awaiting the here. And over here we've got the bridge defenders, which are the Fallschirmjäger. Those little white markers indicate they're hidden. I'm going to be using a modified version of the hidden rules from Panzer Grenadier, because I am playing this solo. And all the German Fallschirmjäger are hidden, as you can see, except for this MG42 up on top of the hill. Yeah, that's the situation, folks. This stream will be difficult for vehicles to cross. In fact, there's lots of difficult terrain on this battlefield. See all kinds of woods and stuff going on. Here's some remnants from the previous night's battle. Some ruined buildings and stuff. So yeah, it should be pretty fun. I did roll initiative for the first turn of the game, and that was the result. And just to fill you in on how the rules work. Roll for initiative. Both sides roll d6. They add +1 in this case for the time period an army is concerned. Both the Americans and the Germans in 1944 will add a +1 for their initiative. And the green is the Americans. So that means the Americans scored a 2 for initiative, and the Germans scored a 6. So the Germans win initiative, which means they decide who goes first in the upcoming command phase, and they also gain access to the exploit phase of the turn. Now, this also determines how much impetus both sides have. You add to your totals for initiative +1 for every company you have. In this case, I'm only counting companies on the battlefield, not off-board as reserves. So both sides have one company on the battlefield, so that's +1 each. So they'll get a 7. Germans will get a 7, and the Americans will get a 3. And that's how much impetus points both sides will have to spend during the turn. And I'm using little rubies to show the German ones. So there's 7 there. And the Americans have 3, which I'm showing over there. So looks like the Germans got a big boost there. So the Germans will be bringing on some troops, I am sure, to try and take that village and reinforce the Fallschirmjäger. And the Americans only have 3 impetus to respond with. So next up is to decide if the Germans are going to go first or if they're going to force the Americans to go first. Probably the Germans will go first, I think. Should be fun. Should be interesting. I'll go up to the next few turns and show you the results of it. Americans are going to have to get their recon elements up there and try and discover some of these units that are hidden before they can really do any offensive action against them. Okay, folks, we'll see you later on during the game. I'll let you know how it goes.